Hello everyone, welcome back to MVP Auto 1. Today we're diving into one of the most anticipated newcomers in the mid-capacity cafe racer segment, the 2026 Triumph Thruxton 400. Let's ride through what we know so far: its engine, performance, design, and what makes it special in terms that work both for gearheads and for those new to motorcycles. When Triumph first teased the Thruxton 400, the promise was clear: bring cafe racer flair down to a more accessible 400 cubic centimeters platform. The bike is built on the same mechanical underpinnings as the Triumph Speed 400 and Scrambler 400X, but dressed with a more aggressive, retro sport attitude. The styling goes beyond just a paint job. Spy shots show a semi-fairing or half-fairing front cowl, clipped handlebars, a sculpted fuel tank, and a sporty tail cowl or seat hump that immediately signals cafe racer in a modern way. You'll also spot a round headlamp, classic touch, bar end mirrors, and a cleaner tail section, less clutter, that helps distinguish it from the Speed 400 sibling. Under the skin, most eyes are on the 398 cubic centimeters, liquid-cooled, single-cylinder TR series engine that's already used in the Speed 400. The spec sheet, as currently known, suggests around 39.5 brake horsepower at 8,000 revolutions per minute, and roughly 37.5 Newton meters, or in some sources slightly higher, at 6,500 revolutions per minute. Because the Thruxton is likely to use a tuned version of that same engine, you may see slight changes to gearing, throttle mapping, or even exhaust tuning to match the cafe racer character. Because that 400 platform is tried and tested, you already get modern features like fuel injection, electronic throttle, ride-by-wire, ABS, and likely switchable traction control. The transmission is expected to be a 6-speed unit, just like on the Speed 400, and the final drive will be via chain. One thing to watch is how the Thruxton balances its weight and chassis for sportier dynamics. Because cafe racers tend to favor sharper response, Triumph might tweak suspension or frame geometry, rake/trail, slightly compared to the Roadster sibling. On the road, you should expect a lively, peppy ride, especially in mid-range where most 400 cubic centimeters singles feel their best. Its power won't be about mind-blowing top speed, but about usable torque, snappy throttle response, and good handling in urban and twisty environments. In other words, fun rather than extreme. Because of its cafe racer setup, clip-ons, more forward seating, riding posture will be a bit sportier compared to the upright Speed 400. Some riders will love it for confidence on curvy roads. Others may want more comfort for long rides. Handling is one of its key advantages. The lightweight nature of a 400, combined with nimble chassis geometry, borrowed from the Speed 400 base, should deliver a motorcycle that flicks through corners easily. What the Thruxton must do is not compromise that agility while gaining style. Braking and suspension are likely carried over or very similar to the Speed 400. Set up good quality components, not overkill, but enough for spirited riding. Let's get into the finer touches and what sets the Thruxton 400 apart in the looks and feel department. The semi-fairing is more than cosmetic. It gives the bike a sharper face, helps with wind deflection at higher speeds, and bridges the visual gap between cafe racers and sport bikes. The instrument cluster is expected to be semi-digital, analog plus LCD or hybrid, similar to other bikes in the 400 line, giving you essential data in a clean, retro-modern layout. The finishes, colors, and trim will also matter. Spy shots show a refined, well-integrated look. No jarring add-ons, and the tank, seat cowl, and body lines all flowing cohesively. The exhaust might be blacked out or polished depending on variant. Some early prototypes used a blacked-out unit. Speculation is that production may offer a brushed stainless finish as a premium aesthetic. Small details like bar end mirrors, slim turn signals, and a minimalist tail section all contribute to a clean silhouette. So, what will make the 2026 Thruxton 400 stand out? Why would someone pick it over a Speed 400 or another mid-capacity roadster or cafe racer? Firstly, its style is its soul. If you love the cafe racer look but want something manageable, modern, and not too extreme, this bridges that gap well. Secondly, sharing components with the proven 400 cubic centimeters platform gives it reliability advantages and lower development risk. That means parts, servicing, and performance are more predictable. Thirdly, its position in the lineup is strategic. It should slot between the standard roadster performance of the Speed 400 and more aggressive or exotic bikes. For riders wanting a café-racer identity without paying for full-fledged premium engines, this could be sweet spot. Fourthly, it's about emotional appeal. You get retro flair and a fun riding experience without going into large displacement or overblown cost. Of course, it's not perfect. The limited power, 40 brake horsepower, means it isn't a highway blaster in many markets. The sporty posture might get tiring for long-distance touring. Also, when the full specs arrive, the real-world weight, suspension tuning, and ergonomics will make or break the experience. In conclusion, the 2026 Triumph Thruxton 400 has the potential to be a breakout model, a café racer that blends classic style with modern engineering and accessible performance. If Triumph plays its cards right, in tuning, ergonomics, and finishing touches, this bike could appeal equally to new riders craving personality and enthusiasts wanting a stylish daily. Once the official data, weight, torque curve, real-world test rides is confirmed, I'll do a follow-up deep dive. If you enjoyed this preview, hit like, subscribe, and comment. What feature are you most excited to see on the Thruxton 400? Ride safe and see you next time.